Hello, my name is Maria Miller. In this video I will show you how to teach your students about negative exponents. And this is tied to my previous video about the zero exponent, so you might want to watch that as well. Many schoolbooks just announce the rule how negative exponents are done, but I want to show you a better way where we use a pattern and logically conclude what it's gonna be. Write this kind of pattern on board and use a few other numbers also, especially 10 and a few others that are small numbers, easy numbers. And then students have already studied exponents and powers, so they know some of it, and we will fill in. 2 to the first power is 2, 2 to the second is 4, and then 2 to the third is 8. We already studied this, that this is 1, and now we start looking at the pattern and going to the negative powers. From 8 to 4 we have division by 2, because from here on up we are going multiplying by 2, so obviously from here down we divide by 2. And from 4 to 2, similarly, we divide by 2. And from 2 to 1, there's again division by 2, and so we do the same exact step now here. 2 to the power of negative 1 is just 1 divided by 2, which is half, 1/2. In the next step we just continue the same. Half divided by 2, or half of half, is 1/4, and then here in the last one, 1/8. Okay. And students will probably know this already, how the numbers are the same here and here. Or I should say not the numbers, but there's 8 and 8 here. 8 and 1/8, 4 and 1/4, and then 2 and 1/2. And let's do it with other numbers too, to make sure how it works. Is 5, 25, and then 125. In each step downwards now we have division by 5. So 5 to the 0th power is 1, and then 5 to the power negative 1 is 1 divided by 5, or 1/5. And then this number divided by 5 with fraction division, it ends up 1 over 25, and the last one 1 over 125. And again we can see that 125 here and 1 over 125 here, 25, 1 over 25, and 5 and 1 over 5 here. And so this lets the students see how it's actually calculated. 5 to any negative exponent, you take 1 over, and then 5 to the same positive exponent, 5 to the third goes here. Continuing on with our study of negative exponents, here's another way of showing your students how to do them. Assuming that you have studied division of powers with your students, and I will show you real quick one example of that. If we have the same number here on top and bottom, so the base number is the same, 6 to the 5th and 6 to the 3rd, here's the expression written out. We can cancel the 6's against each other like this, leaving 1's. And then what remains is 6 times 6, which is 6 to the 2nd power. And the shortcut we get from this is that you can simply just subtract the exponents to get this. You don't have to go through this whole cancelling process. And so now we're going to use this little shortcut to arrive to the negative exponents. Just have something where the exponent is smaller here on top than on the bottom, and it'll work. The expressions are written out. We again cancel 6 against 6, leaving 1. And then what is left on top is just 1 over, and here 6 times 6, which we write 6 to the 2nd. Now, using the shortcut though, if we use the shortcut we would have 6 to some power, and we subtract the exponents to get that. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. And so here we see 6 to the negative 2 is 1 over 6 to the 2nd. And by all means use variables if your students are familiar with them, and take x with some exponents again, so that there's a smaller exponent here, and we cancel x against x. And what is left again is just 1 over, here is x to the 3rd. But using the shortcut you would subtract the exponents here. 2 minus 5 is negative 3, x to the power negative 3. And so x to the power negative 3 is 1 over x to the third. And that's how it works with all numbers. And then you can give the rule for students and start practicing.